I mean, the way so like here's me playing Dark Age of Camelot, right? And this has happened actually with multiple MMOs in times when I've bought a big subscription. So it's actually kind of like a telltale sign, or at least used to be, if I'm getting ready to quit an MMO. Is if I buy like a 6-month subscription, because they discount it if you buy 6
Yep.
months at a time, right? The month over month price.
Mhm.
And so whenever that's happened, I've always been playing for a long time, and I'm like, I should have been doing this 6-month thing the whole time.
Right.
Let's go ahead and do it now. So Dark Age of Camelot, this was like 2006, I would guess. Yeah, probably 2006. Anyway, so I'm playing Dark Age. I've been playing for a couple years at this point. There was a period in that where my father had passed away and I didn't work, and I literally would like play Camelot in a recliner, fall asleep in the recliner, wake up, log back in the recliner, and just like I was no lifing it, literally,
Right.
Like didn't have to leave the house for anything. And continued playing through all that. And it was after I moved out of the house where I was doing the no lifing at that level at, and was working again and everything, and coming home and playing. And I was like, man, this game is just, I guess, my favorite game of all time. Like, I don't know. I'm going to do the 6-month sub now that I've been paying for this for 2 years, month by month. Paid, logged in the next day, ran around for a couple of minutes, and was like, I'm done.
That used to be, that definitely used to be me as well. And another friend of mine would, a telltale sign of getting ready to quit a game was investing money. It happened with Warframe. Granted, I didn't put in as much as they did. They put in like $80 for one of the big Prime packs and played for like 2 hours and then was just done. To this day, I still give them crap about, hey, you want to give me all your plat? Like, just log in and give me your plat. And they're like, hey, you want to pay me $70? I'm like, no. They're like, it's a discount. I'm like, no. You can have that.
They already spent it.
I know. I was like, you can have that dead character online and keep your $80. Like, but if you want to give me the free plat, I would probably jump in and play for at least another couple of weeks. You know?
Yeah, or maybe at least another couple hours.
Right, because I have no problem spending. Like, and I actually spent like when I got my plat, I spent it on things that I want, and I've gone back and played and was happy that I spent that money, because I was able to pick back up and do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the same thing happened in a number of games, which is another reason I'm worried with Space Engineers. There's a sale on the server that I play on for the infinite lifetime sub, which allows you to get in even if there's a queue. So you can overpopulate the server. So if there's a cap of 30, you can get up to like 50. So you can be 32 or 33, which really, anyway, I already mentioned all of that before, but it's on sale right now. And I'm like, oh man, I'm playing again and I'm spacing out my time. Like, this is probably the perfect time to do it.
Right. That's funny.
But I'm like, if I do it, I'm going to jinx myself and quit playing.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, and like, if you ask me what my favorite video game of all time is, I always go with Grand Theft Auto 5. But I don't ever, I mean, it's not like I play Grand Theft Auto 5 all the time.
Right.
But the reason that I think that it's the best game of all time, and there are other games that do everything that GTA does, except tennis, I think, better than GTA does. I'm telling you, I'm a tennis game fan, which I know is niche.
I did not know that about you.
Right. That's because there are no good ones.
Okay.
The last one I bought on Steam, bought it and played through it in a couple of days and was like, yeah, all right. And then played tennis on GTA 5 and was like, this is actually better than the standalone retail tennis game that I bought. And it's a mini game inside of GTA 5.
Right.
Anyway, so it's just the sheer volume of stuff that GTA 5 includes. And I don't mean just mini games. It's just all of it combined together is just its attention to detail.
There are a lot of interconnected systems that don't require the interconnectivity, and that's something that there are a lot of complex games that have deep interconnected systems, but they usually require investment as part of the game, right? So like, you do not have to play tennis, probably not even to unlock some tennis related outfit. It's just a thing that's there that you can do. But in a lot of other games, even if there is like a mini game thing that's not interdependent, it's like, well, you can only unlock the bee outfit if you beat the bee boss in Terraria so many times to get all the parts, right?
Right.
Or you know, to get the tennis skirt, you have to play a tennis character and beat them at level 50 or whatever in this mini game that doesn't matter and you probably don't care about. But like that interdependence can sometimes turn me off from wanting to do something that I even do enjoy.
Right.
Um, but I think that in a WoW or in a GTA, there are a lot of interconnected systems that don't require you to 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 play. It's not necessary. It's not necessary to play tennis at all in GTA 5, which is probably makes it more fun.
Yeah, yeah, I think there's definitely something to be said for that. So I don't know. Yeah, I think I am forever mesmerized um, by giant worlds that are crafted. Because like Minecraft is cool, but I'm not engaged by just running in one direction in Minecraft
Right.
for as long as I can. Although it's technically new content and it's land I haven't seen and maybe no one else has ever seen, right? Technically, because it's
Right.
all procedural, but I know that it's random
And
and that
there's the
can feel
occasional
cool.
grand vista that you can hit, but those
Hmm.
are pretty rare, and it's got potential to be something awesome. Like I can see like a hole in a bunch of rocks or something in a giant mountain, and I could see the castle and all the things in it and be like, oh, this would be really epic if I just stumbled upon it. But that means I have to go build it now.
Right,
But
exactly.
if I crafted you a Minecraft world, like that would probably be. I actually still have never gone back and played the like Minecraft 10 years world, I think,
Mm.
which was the big, like super well crafted. It has like Easter eggs and games and puzzles and Wikipedia esque amounts of content just about Minecraft, and it's like Minecraft Land, and you can go download it. It's made by the Microsoft and Mojang team.
Huh. I had no idea that existed.
Yeah, it looks really awesome. I watched a short video on it, but then didn't watch all of it because I was like, oh, I want to play it, and then never. I think it's just because it requires me to go download a level, and I've never really been able to do that for something like a Minecraft or even like to. I will watch the video that shows me the Harry Potter world. I'm not going to download it, even though it's
Right,
easy. It would be amazing to fly through. It's like I just can't be bothered to have that amount of wonder. I can't be bothered to find a file location and drop a file there. Like,
right, right. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I think it's. I mean, it's to some extent it's unlocking new mechanics. I mean, like Factorio. I love Factorio, and I love the way that it um, constantly feeds you not just new things to chase, but new things to chase that in turn will enhance and change how you can play.
right.
Um, whether that be just simply faster belts and inserters
Or
or
just
insert
belts and inserters to begin with.
right or the train or the nuclear reactor or the robots that can do everything. Like
Right.
there's just a lot of cool stuff, and so that's an example of a game that really has hooked me in the past. Um,
So
so yeah,
if MMOs don't count, have you hit a three game? Like, do you have three in mind? Have you already been doing this? Is this something that? No, you said that you hadn't committed to it yet, but you were pondering it. There we go. Okay.
this is correct. Yeah, I
Because that put you up to like 6 games, like even a
it
day
would
a game.
well, and it didn't mean that I would play one of those three each day.
That's fair.
Um, Basically, the way I had thought about it was three non MMO games, can't play them in consecutive days. So that, and maybe two is better than three since I am playing the MMOs. Um, I feel like I
Do we need
feel
to
like
have an intervention? Is it
oh,
like,
based on what I'm getting ready to say, you're going to think so because what I have failed to mention so far um, is that I actually bought what is technically a fourth MMO last weekend.
let's hear it. Let's hear it.
It's on Steam and it's called Temtem.
Okay, is this the new Pokemon like?
It's a
Or
game made for people
inspired
who are
by?
Yeah, made by people who are huge Pokemon fans, but wanted to, I think, bring it to PC, um, and make it an actual straight up MMO kind of.
Right,
And then also, I'm not a huge Pokemon player, so I can't explain the ways in which it's enhanced. But from the
right.
reviews and stuff I was reading, they say that it's like going in directions that are a little more technical at the end. And again, not that I think it needs that because I don't have an opinion on Pokemon.
Well, I mean, and I haven't played this one yet. I'm actually kind of surprised that you didn't tell me because
Well, it was because I picked it up and then I played it one night. I picked it up late one night, so it was a late night purchase,
okay.
and I played it for 20 minutes and then
Hmm.
stopped. But not because I was up, didn't like it. It was just like legit 3 a.m. and I was like, "What am I
Because this
doing?"
is one of those, like, if you want to get me into an MMO,
Mm,
coming at it from the like, hey, it's got Pokemon aspects. And I'm not like a mega Pokemon geek, but we've talked. Bulbasaur
sure.
forever. Hashtag, what is it? The Onion Turtle. Hashtag Onion Turtle. It's my number one starter. I love him. But yeah, I mean, just that. I like Pokemon, and I've even heard from the reviews, like, because I'm pretty. I was never like super big into like the min maxing of Pokemon, like down to the stat boosts and whatever. But I understand the systems pretty well. I've played several of the games all the way through. Um, and yeah, Tentem seems like it is a little bit more in depth in being able to see like the not the exhaustion, but like the stamina of different moves and seeing your opponents. It seems like there's a little bit higher strategy involved instead of just kind of picking things and hoping that you win.
That is what I understand. And yeah, so basically all enemy players or whatever, all the monsters, friendly and enemy, whatever, all monsters have or Tim, I guess as they're probably called, have like you said, a stamina meter, and that is used to execute abilities. However, when it depletes, the monster will take damage upon having a depleted stamina meter, and that's true for enemies as well. So if you've got an enemy that's low health and maybe you don't have something that can, or yeah, let's say low health and low stamina, and you don't have something that can attack it easily, well, you could put something in that's just got high health and let it tank whatever
Right.
that
And then it
ability
just
is.
damages itself until it's done.
Correct. So, um, but I mean, it's very similar to Pokemon. Like it's I think it is to Pokemon maybe what Stardew Valley is to Harvest Moon. Now,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
say that in both cases where played a lot of Stardew, haven't played a lot of Harvest Moon, haven't really played a lot of Temtem or Pokemon.
Well, and
However,
I've heard from a lot of people, like, I've heard on some other places where they've said that, like, Tentem is Pokemon for the PC.
exactly,
So
and
I mean,
you
like, and I'll try.
run in
I'm
tall
sure that
grass.
if I played that, it's like the easy comparison to make doesn't mean that it's an exact copy. It's
True. I just mean that like the elemental resistances and the way those work
right,
out are the same. Again, there's an open world map, but you only find creatures in the tall grass, right?
right.
So you fight trainers, so it's very heavily inspired, but it's an MMO, so you can do co-op stuff and you can do head-to-head battles with other players
Nice.
just on the fly, which to me always seemed like it would be the interesting way to play Pokemon, would
Hmm.
be against other people, not just the
I mean, there
AI.
are just tournaments. Like, there's online play
Right.
now and stuff too with the newer games.
Gotcha. Um, that may be fair. Like, so the only Pokemon I own is Pokemon. It's either X or Y. I don't know which one on the 3DS.
Okay.
The only way to play on 3DS is if you're in close proximity enough to someone to get their street pass,
Right.
or so yeah, it supports online play, but not
Well, and
not
for
like
me,
10.
yeah, the problem with that always comes into then you get into min maxing. Then you get into like breeding the perfect stats and feeding certain candies and doing things in certain order. That's no fun for me. And that's always where in any even in like outside of video games, any other competitive game like tabletop games or anything Magic the Gathering, outside of like party games, I refuse to min max because I find that boring. I won't net deck in Magic. I won't look up the best way to do something. I may look up some tips and tricks for beginner type stuff, but I'm not going to look up. Because that kills all that. Like, why am I playing this then? Like, if it's just a net deck, there's no point. There's none of my soul in that, right? So
Hmm.
I instead play for like fluff and story and theme, which means I won't even break into a tournament, especially something like Magic. The tournaments are all everybody is playing one of maybe two decks. And
Yeah.
that's just if there's a deck that hard counters the main meta deck. Like, so I've never got, and I come in with like, here's my deck based around rabies, where it's all poison and undead dogs and wolves, and it doesn't do very well, but it's fun for me to play, and I pretend that I'm a wizard Harry, and you know.
Right.
But and
Right.
like same thing in tabletop games, but the same thing translates to like Pokemon is that's not the fun of the game for me. The fun of the game is not min maxing so that I can play in a tournament. Where even in like a lot of Pokemon tournaments, depending on the type, you'll see, oh, they have the same, it's like a StarCraft build, right? Like it's the same thing. It's like, oh, they're opening with this Pokemon. It has this item equipped. That means that the other person has to counter with this or something like it, right? And there'll be slight variances by player to try to upset things, but most of it has this kind of meta feel. And
Hmm.
I just hate that.
Yeah, I don't know if Tim will be up your alley then, because that certainly is a piece of it is you can breed Tim to get new ones that are not otherwise tameable.
Right.
So there is some of that kind of in-game min-maxy stuff built in. But I don't know that the only thing to do is be competitive either. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like I
yeah,
don't know
no,
if
and
that's the
for
only.
sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks really good. Like I actually thought from screenshots and stuff, it was going to be a little more, um, I don't know, bland kind of looking than it is. But I actually like the look and feel of it really well. Um, and yeah, it's cool to have a little Pokemon style game. All that being said, I'm literally barely over an hour in, so
That's
it's
fair.
not like I played for 20 hours and have some grand review. Um,
But all of this really is to say that now that's four MMOs.
that's correct. That's correct.
Plus your goal of three more games.
I've decided in this conversation that three more is insane. Three more is insane. I
Four
can't.
MMOs to begin with
Is already
is,
too much. It's already literally not plausible.
and you wonder why you're only halfway through 58.
I know. Well, and that's the thing too. Is that that's the other thing that I don't even talk about here. But I don't just play one character in these MMOs, right? I get altitis. I want to see what all the stuff does. Like so. In WoW Classic, if I had just played one character from launch, I would have been 60 a long time ago.
Right.
But I played on a different server to begin with, and then switched servers, and then have played three characters, one to 58, one into its mid 30s, another one into its 20s. Like, it's yeah. Plus, I'm playing WoW Retail, and in WoW Retail, I have two characters. I have one max level and one like halfway.
I mean, I chuckle, but God forbid if a new Champions Online or City of Villains comes out, which there are a couple of different games that are kind of in the works to resurrect that. But if something really solid comes this way, I mean, I'll have six alts on day one. Like that's, and I will just have infinite amount of time because God, that was such a good game.